I am the head of the spider, and you are the legs. Natural law dictates that the legs must follow wherever the head goes. But this is just the chain of command. It doesn't apply to my life or death. If I happen to die, one of you can replace me, and there may come a time when a leg has more importance than the head. Make the right call. My orders are priority. However, my life and my death are not. So, what's key is survival of the whole, not the individual. Never forget.
Welcome back to Showdown, episode 4. Show up for Showdown. Eric, what's going on, man? How you doing?
And same old shit, man.
Same old shit.
It's fucking pandemic, man.
Panoramic.
Into a nigga.
The panoramic. But yeah, man, I'm happy to be back for episode 4. This is a big one for us because it was a little different when Eric and I were going over what we were going to do to make this really interesting and what we're actually going to talk about, and obviously going over some of the best fights in anime. And there's just this one fight that it's something that I've been begging to see animated.
Shit, everybody wants this animated, man.
Yeah, everybody wants to see this animated. I think it's important that hopefully we get there one day. I don't know if we will. I don't think.
Yo, I'm down to cut a check, my nigga. I'm down for Disney. Come on, my nigga.
Please, somebody. Please. And so, at that moment, me and Eric discussed it earlier. We were just like, man, we got to do this. And at the time, I had spoke to a friend of mine who is really into manga, and does a really, really cool show on the Lookout Network as well. We're on the Lookout Network as well, Showdown. And so I text Jamal. I said, look, man, I got this show I'm producing. I'm figuring some things out. I'm going to need you for something. And he asked me what it was. And I was like, yo, Hisoka versus Chrollo. And me and Jamal, we have a spider sort of connection. We have this little thing that we really kind of tag back and forth on. We love that part of Hunter x Hunter and what it means and how cool it is. And I don't think they get enough credit anyways. The Phantom Troop is what I'm talking about. And the leader, shit. It is on some real gang shit. And the leader, Chrollo, Don Chrollo, Money Man Chrollo, as Jamal's gonna call him a little later. I got the guys, right? I called the guys. I got the guys from the Big Eyes podcast on this shit, right? Okay. So it was one of those things where I was like, man, look, we're talking about a manga fight. This was the only way I could really do this. And a lot of people don't even know. I usually, us on Lookout, we'll promote it a little earlier. Like, hey, I got so-and-so on so-and-so. I'm sure you may have been able to put two and two together because I think Jamal had retweeted me once and sent the spider or something like that. So maybe if you noticed, you noticed. But I'm very, very happy to have these two guys on my podcast to discuss this crazy ass fight. It's super intricate and deep, but
talk about a fucking chess game, goddammit.
Yeah. Super cool, man. I got the guys from the Big Eyes podcast, man. AD Jamal, what's up?
What's going on, man?
Man, we here. Listen. You know what Chrollo said. Listen, we come together. We come together, bro.
When it's time. When it's
time, we come together. So listen, Phantom we Troop, here man. Now. Phantom Troop, you already know. Spider on me.
Spider, man. Spider. The tats is coming, man.
No, they really is.
I've been really thinking about it.
I'm just trying to figure out the placement. That's all I need to know. I just got to figure out the placement where I want to put it. But the spiders are coming.
I fuck with it.
Yeah, man. We got big plans, man. As you guys know, I'm huge Hunter x Hunter. Everybody in here knows that. I'm sure everyone in here wants the anime to continue. I know you guys are fans, but the manga, which I know every once in a while we get a chapter, right? Like every 8 months.
Hey, listen, bro. He be hot dropping those, bro. He be hot dropping those. He just be dropping them out anywhere.
And no disrespect to the GOAT. I know he's going through things, going through health things. So I understand. I understand how it is. I know how things go, but. If we can get it back, please. I think the series needs to be finished, but for someone who wants the series to finish and to introduce the Dark Continent, it doesn't feel like he wanted it to be finished because Dark Continent is so deep. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they opened up like Pandora's box with that shit. So, and when they did it, we joked about it before we got on this show. They shifted to, they just made this weird shift.
They said stop everything. We about to go dummy for like the next 9 chapters.
Yeah. And here's something that you didn't think was about to happen right now. And while they're setting up the Dark Continent, then we move back to Heaven's Arena. And if you remember Heaven's Arena, I won't say it was one of my favorite moments in the anime, but it was really important because we got introduced to Nen. So it is a lot of like it's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's not a lot of high stakes,
I think that them returning to Heaven's Arena for this fight was like there's like a lot of little things in it. Like that's the place where you get introduced to Nen. And if you know the story between Chrollo and Hisoka, Chrollo lost his Nen. And so like the fact that they're like, I don't know, the fact that they're even going back once he regains it, like Heaven's Arena was like the perfect place for them. It
really was.
Like for them to like do this. Like there's no rules, there's no sanctions. They're like, even when they started the fight, they're like, yo, listen, no, fuck the bullshit. We going to the death. We going to the death. Like, hey, I don't care what these niggas is talking about. We going to the death immediately.
Which is like, it's awesome because everything basically leading up to that point. I mean, Hisoka's whole situation is wanting to fight someone strong, and we know his weird aesthetic is very like, he's been horny for this for some time.
Yeah.
Rock goddamn hard for this shit.
It's part of the reason he joined the Phantom Troop, isn't it? Like he joined to fight, fight all of them. So it's just crazy. Like they bring this all back together, and I think they hint at it a little bit from York New all the way through Greed Island. It's just like a cat and mouse game, and I think that this also ties into Chrollo planning for the fight because he wasn't willing to fight right away. He was like, you know what? I'm going to take my time because I know I'm going to have to take care of this eventually. So he's the first one to say, let's make it a death match. Like, let's go ahead and take it there.
I believe Chrollo brought like 6 other abilities with him.
Yeah. He said he had he loaded them joints up. He was like, skip that. Man, listen, he loaded the book up with everything he needed. He had he had the hollow tips in it. He had everything he needed, bro. He had the full metal jackets. He had everything he needed in that joint. He was like, listen, he says even before though, he said before of pretty much like, I'm not coming into this fight to lose. Like I've done what I needed to do. I prepared what I needed to do. I'm tired of this cat and mouse game. Like AD has said, just like
come at me, my nigga.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, bro. Like, come on now. Like, let's really do this. Like, let's really do this now. Like, I'm ready and I'm prepared for your ass. And this was a very, very one-sided fight. Like, this immediately starts off with Chrollo on the offense, and he just didn't let up at all.
It's really cool because which is dope. Which is really dope, Jamal, because Hisoka is rare. We haven't seen him in that fashion ever
on the defense. That's real.
I mean, even when even the Gon fight, I mean, he was kind of just playing with Gon anyways. He could have probably ended that a lot sooner than he did, but we haven't seen him in this type of situation where he's kind of, he's getting dealt with. He's jobbing a little bit, and that was like interesting for me. And they start off that conversation with Chrollo's like, having you chase me after all that time has kind of grown tiresome. Like, let's take this to the death. And that's when Hisoka's like, okay, let's get it. Like, this is exactly what I want. And let's talk about Bandit's secret, because the ability to steal Nen from others, first of all, is like some of this most savage, like,
it's broken.
That's God tier shit right there. Really is.
Hey, the fact that he got a bookmark too is crazy. He was just like, listen, I'm gonna slide that bitch right in here.
And now I can use all of these moves. Like, I can use both.
Bro, he not even folding the corner on the book. He got a whole ass bookmark on there to remember.
Super clean. They need to sell this book, by the way.
Hell yeah.
How is this book not to sell somewhere? Like,
I don't know, bro. I need it. And then, bro, if you could open it up and it had the pages of the nin that he's already
that'd be so hard, dude.
That would be hard as hell, bro.
I'm copying instantly, man. And I mean, we already knew. Bungee Gum is also pretty OP as well. He's very creative. It's super durable, very powerful. But Chrollo's the head of the Spiders for a reason.
No, he really is. Like
we find out.
I like Bungee Gum because Bungee Gum seems very simple. Like it is a very simple concept of he just has something that's sticky. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever he throws it on, like
it fits how weird he is. So.
Yeah, it really does fit how weird he is. It's just like he could do cool things to manipulate it, and it's not like you say, it's not something that makes him physically stronger in a sense. But he uses it so well that it's like anytime he is in a fight, like he's 4 or 5 steps ahead. You even see this when him and Illumi are chasing Killua. When he's chasing them after he steals their sibling and stuff, and he has to fight the one of the butlers. And he pretty much thought he had him on the ropes, and it pretty much ends with this Hisoka coming down and coming off. He's shooting these coins at him. He's like, "Oh, it's over. Like you're done."
The Hunter shit, man. I really like
this whole time. Hisoka is just setting the trap up.
Exactly,
and he just ends it with, "You know what? I'm about to use these Joker cards. I'm about to send your ass. I'm going to send your ass to the gulag."
That's it. But yo, man, so this fight starts off immediately like extremely reckless because we see Black Voice. Okay, so now for those that don't know, Black Voice is a ability from another member of the Spiders, which is it's pretty cool. It's a little silly, man. A little silly.
Hey, but you be putting people on the two-way.
Two-way.
Exactly.
Chrollo is evil as fuck for this too. Literally takes control of the referee.
As soon as the fight starts. Like he didn't get fight out all the way.
Like I'm saying here, bro. Black Voice. I'm like, damn, all right. He goes like, I see. You already know what's up with this. You already know what's up with this. He sends the referee to it, like poor guy, man. Like poor. He's just there.
Man, my nigga really just to get the paycheck, nigga. He's only there just to do his job, my nigga. And you gonna end him like that? Like, yo,
he's just trying to get a check, man. He's just trying to get a check, man.
He really was. He was there like, listen, bro, I'm about to go back home to the kids. He didn't even know that was his last day for work.
It's so bad, bro. I mean, it got to the point, he was basically throwing the referee at Hisoka to distract him, keep him moving, keep him going so he can, obviously handle his own abilities, which is extremely smart. Now, AD, you don't quite like the strategy, do you?
It's not that I don't like the strategy. I like how he came up with it because he knew that was the only way he could win. Like he even says it during the fight, like, I'm not going to do something unless I'm 100% sure that I'm going to win. And like when he starts explaining all of these abilities to Hisoka and like how each of them works so Hisoka can form his own strategy, he already knew in his head, like, I know you're going to try to misinterpret what I'm saying right now. So do you still want to go through with this? And Hisoka says yes. And it's just like, oh man, like I like that. I like where he was going with it. I just don't like the fact that like Hisoka just wanted the 1v1.
I know.
It's his own ability. Like they introduced the Phantom Troop as bandits, and his ability is like to take stuff.
The king.
You see them, like, and they bring in York New City, and they're to like steal all the treasure from the auction. Like it's all within character, and that's what I love about Hunter x Hunter and them with the Phantom Troop, especially with Chrollo. I just don't. I'm on the Hisoka side, like, bro, just fight me the 1v1. Like
I'm on the same. Yo, low key, I'm on the same page, AD.
All right.
Yo, I got. Hey, look. Hey, you know.
Listen, bro. Listen, y'all can't talk about Koyo Mayweather like this, bro. Listen. What's the difference between this and Mayweather, bro?
He is the
but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not upset. I'm not upset at it, but like I'm the type of person I was just like, fight me as a man. Like, I'm gonna try. I like when I watch anime. Sometimes I like the dumb folks. Like Kuwabara is one of my favorite characters. So it's just like he just wants to 1v1 no matter what. So it's just like with Hisoka, he's all about the action and like showing his own strength. Of course, Bungee Gum is kind of like a unique property where if he's found himself in a bad situation, he can turn the tables by using someone else's power against them. Like you see that with the dodgeball fight, and he shoots the dodgeball back at the guy to get him out. So it's just like Chrollo's abilities and Hisoka's abilities are playable into their characters, and them clashing like this and like this highly anticipated bout, like it's crazy. I love it, but like I'm just on the side of Hisoka with this.
In this battle, I agree with you, but I also love Chrollo's strategy, and that's some shit. Because low key, if I was in this situation, I would do the fucking same thing. I gotta be honest.
Chrollo is definitely on some "don't touch me" shit. You know,
bro. Listen, listen. Hey, Chrollo was on, so we finna double back. We gonna whack something. Hey, he sent the homies first, and then was like, "Hey, I want to send more homies your way. We gonna spin your shit." Hey, this was No Suburban Part 2, fool. Like this was, he was going crazy.
Straight up. Chrollo literally sends copies at Hisoka to distract him and keep him away from him. I mean, he has so many abilities. I mean, I'm talking to the point. These abilities are so in depth that we cannot cover them. Like we cannot cover them. Like it's so much.
His explanation is like the actual book, my nigga. Like it's
but it's great though because Chrollo really laid out the game plan. He was like, "Listen, this is what I'm gonna do. Like this is the tactic. Like this is how it gets used." And like Hisoka had nothing for it, even when he thought he has
all his chest open.
For real, he really did. He was like, "Hey, look!" He opened the book up to him. He pointed to the page. He was like, "You see this? Read it. Read the name power, my guy. Read the name power."
Hey, real talk though. I think like I wouldn't be surprised if Chrollo had this plan. Like he knew to choose Heaven's Arena because that's like he get all these copies. He can get all these people involved, and he won't ever have to. Like he planned this out. Like Heaven's Arena probably just wasn't like a choice. Like it was just for us. It was probably just like a cut back to like after the Dark Continent explanation stuff.
For sure.
But like for Chrollo, it's just like, nah, this is the perfect time. I've been waiting. Like I done set you up. I had you in checkmate since the beginning. So like with this entire fight, Hisoka is already playing his back against the wall, and you see him like doing his very best to like see where Chrollo is going with his line of thinking. Like he even figured out like, I misinterpreted something. I messed up. He got me. Like, so it's just like in this battle of wits, it's so crazy to see them with this cat and mouse game. Chrollo like keeping him on his toes. You see him like
all of his abilities.
Yeah, for real.
And it was very not to. I mean, it was overpowering. It was just like this is too for Hisoka. It's like this is actually too much. I wanted this. I'm hard right now. I'm horny, but this is too much. Like, he is everything that I thought he was. You know what I'm saying? Like holy shit. And he literally made. With his abilities, like using Black Voice and I think the other one's Order Stamps, I think, and Fate Gallery. Yeah, he just makes a bunch of zombies. Like
he really does, and who can explode. Also, hold on, we're gonna talk about this fool Chrollo change fits mid fight.
He got the iciest fit mid fight, dog. He had Scully.
He came. Hey, listen, I'm dead ass. He came into the fight with the jacket, had the no shirt under. I was like, okay, cool, clean. Bro, out of nowhere, he dressed like Law from One Piece. He got the beanie on. He had a whole, bro, listen. I was like, yo, where did this come from? Where did he had Healy Tech on. Like, I was very like, I was lost. I was like, how did he get flee this fast? He just blended in with the crowd.
Dude. He's a fly dude. Speaking of the crowd, like by the time this was over, there was no crowd. Like there's
pretty much.
Like Chrollo literally like killed. There was so many murdered people after this fight. Like
They said that the ambulance you see, it's on the news and everything. It's like, an accident happened at Heaven's Arena involving 2 floor masters, one of which ran away, the other died, and it's just like, what? It's like,
hey, could you imagine your homie hitting you early that day? Like, hey, bro, listen, I got courtside to like Heaven's Arena. Like,
chill out.
We got courtside to Heaven's Arena. Know what I mean? Pull up, like, let's go, let's get it. Like, we got the whole little. You know what I mean? You pull up to your own death.
Somebody was smart enough. Somebody was smart enough to be like, nah, nigga, that's Hisoka Chrollo. I'm not going to that, bro.
I'm scalping them goddamn chickens, nigga. Hey, nigga, yo, what's it for the five, nigga?
Hey, I got 2 tickets. I got 2 tickets. I'll take it for your 100 card, or we got 1,000 a pop. Like, what we on?
15 minutes later, boom, glass shadow.
Imagine not buying that. Hey, imagine not buying that pay-per-view. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it would be nuts. Dude,
Heaven's Arena Network. They got the they got the WWE Network.
Literally, this needs to be animated so bad. Like,
easily.
This needs to be animated so bad, bro. Like,
and I wouldn't even be mad if they were just on some. Hey, we finna just animate just this.
It could be this could be a movie easily.
It really could. Yeah. It really, especially how it ended in like post fight. If you read those next couple chapters post fight,
because it sets up so much stuff.
It sets up a lot, and like it, you think the man Hisoka is down bad, but he's also a tactician in himself. Like, he knows how to save himself. Like, he's shown it multiple times throughout the series of like, if shit really goes down and shit, like, he really sees his back against the wall, like, he has exit strategies and exit plans.
Always. This man, I mean, in this fight, literally, Hisoka he does find a way to get his blows in. I think he ends up using Bungee Gun to like hit Chrollo with like a decapitated head.
He splattered the fuck out of that damn thing, nigga. That shit was insane.
Imagine a dude using your head as a weapon, and wait, not only that, you start like breaking down the weight of the head. He's like, so his head is heavier than a bowling ball. Like,
facts.
Throwing it, just man. Listen, he like he said, like, bro, he knows how to. He knows how to protect himself. Like he was continuing to find like counter strategies throughout, and like this really was a game of counters.
It was because Chrollo was blending himself into the crowd.
He wasn't taking no unnecessary risk.
Yeah, he was giving fake versions of himself commands. I think they used the term break Hisoka. Causing like all the copies to just rush at him. One of the things I want to see done is like Hunter x Hunter does a really good job from the anime displaying Hisoka's bloodlust, because it's so creepy and like just dawning and weird, and like people like I've put like women that I've dealt with, I put them on like Hunter x Hunter and stuff of that nature, but like asking me kind of to explain bloodlust, like what bloodlust is and what it means. Well, how Hunter x Hunter kind of describes it. It's literally getting hard for murder.
Yeah.
No, he really is though.
Like,
and
truly.
I think that what makes him such a great character in this series of, all these guys have different reasonings for why they're even becoming a hunter, why the adventures that they go on, why they go on these adventures. And Hisoka is really the one that's just like, bro, listen, I give a fuck about any of that shit. I don't give a fuck about treasure. Listen, who in here is strong? You know what I'm saying? Like, who in here is strong? Who got powers, and who's really trying to get to it? Like, that's really what he.
Nigga. Like, let's get
exactly.
And I think that at this point, this is probably the most bloodlust that we've seen Hisoka. This is probably his like dawning moment of this is exactly what he's wanted. He ends up attaching his bungee gun to like a lot of people, like as many as he probably could, and just swinging them around in a circle. Knocking people out, knocking the puppets out. And Chrollo literally explodes one of the puppets while he's holding it and absolutely destroys his hand.
Yeah,
off of it.
The hand goes off, and this is another reason why I want to see it animated, because Hunter x Hunter has obviously shown throughout the series that when it comes to pretty gory things that they're willing to go there.
Yeah, they don't
care.
They don't care.
Yeah.
And so I really want to just see how, see the point where this boy hand goes off, where his leg goes off, where, this ends with pretty much Hisoka taking
just
a nuke.
I love it.
A nuke. Exactly. He takes a nuke at the end of this.
I mean, and that's what getting into that next. I mean, the same thing at this point. After his hand gets blown off, he just gets covered with puppets, and they're just. And I think we did mention, Chrollo has the ability to make these things explode at will, which again, he's not getting touched.
He's not.
I don't think anybody expected this one-sided situation, because Hisoka is shown throughout the anime and the manga to be, top tier. Obviously, I would say, they show, in my opinion, Miriam is he's the strongest thing we've ever seen in Hunter x Hunter, personally, my opinion. But that goes without saying. Hisoka, someone who has been within the series, it's a very Frieza thing to me. I really, because you're not really supposed to like him, but he's cool.
You do end up liking him.
Yeah, he's important. Yeah. He's an important character. I think the Greed Island thing helped a lot as far as Hisoka's character development, and his reasons for killing, although are weird, makes sense. I get why you want to fight. I get it. It's your thing.
No, it is, and like you said, the bloodlust and the fact that he really acts on his own. So at any moment he could switch teams. At any moment he could just be like, I'm gonna cross you right now because guess what? Fuck it, I can't.
He's very rogue.
Very
rogue.
Yeah, very rogue. Even with Illumi, he's like, hey yo, I might kill your little brother just cause. Yeah. Illumi was like, hey, Illumi was like, chill.
Yeah, he didn't like that at all.
Chill, but that's the best thing about Hisoka, is that he's just such this rogue character that really has no bounds and has no boundaries. You could really place him at any moment during this series, and somehow, some way, he will fit and he will work.
I think it's his namesake of being the wild card, his whole aesthetic.
Right.
Low key, the best way I think of looking at it as is if I was to imagine what Joker could be as an anime character, with throwing hands, my nigga. That's how I see him as. No matter what no matter what you can put him in, he knows how to escape, do what the fuck he wants, and get his wins at the end of everything. I love that shit.
Absolutely, man, and that's how it has to go. And I think after Hisoka's hand blew up, he was basically in trouble at that point, and he was just crowded by the puppets, and I think they blew up his leg. I think Chrollo blew up his leg at that point.
He loses his leg.
And then I think that's when he uses his bungee gun to try to, at that point, he's trying to get out of there.
Escape to the ceiling.
He's like, man, I got to do something about this. This is just too much. I think it ends up not working, and he falls to the ground, and it gets bad.
It does get bad. It gets bad.
Hisoka kind of admits defeat at that point. He's like, man, I guess I'm gonna die anyway.
Knocked out. What else could he do? Shit.
He did a last ditch effort.
He really did. He tried, man. He was like, listen, this don't work. Shit.
It is what it is. But that's one of the craziest things about Hunter x Hunter is they explain this whole thing, the nin after death becoming stronger, and even Chrollo says it as a part of this fight. And I think it's good that he's like, okay, I have nothing else to rely on, so if nothing else, I'm going to try this, and it ends up working. Yeah.
Which is fucking bananas.
No, for real. This fight is really great. I love the fact though that this fight doesn't seem like it ended in a sense.
Yeah. There's definitely a part 2 somewhere.
They're if it ever comes, there's definitely something in the future for this, and that is what I enjoyed about it. Is for what it seems like a precursor to another really excellent fight. This hit all the kind of the pleasure points of that you kind of wanted to see. It was actually cool to see Hisoka this time, in a sense, be the prey and not the predator.
This was the first time we really didn't get a chance to really see him down and out, and it's actually it gives Chrollo that look like, damn, who is gonna actually be the one to ever do anything to Chrollo? Is it gonna be Kurapika? I don't know. If so, that's gonna be something, you know, man.
But they kind of set it up at the end when Hisoka comes back to life. He's like, this time I'm gonna make sure that like he can't decide the rules and what time we fight. Like next time I see you is on site, and that goes for all of y'all. And it's like,
that's the fun stuff. Me and Jamal kind of spoke about what he does to the spiders as well, which is really nuts. Like you could tell he was feeling what happened to him. And I have to read this panel. Before the explosion, puppets could get close to him. He was swarmed by 200 other puppets that had received the command to break. It seems they ended up cushioning him from the explosion somewhat. So they kind of try to explain why that explosion didn't necessarily completely destroy him. There were so many, puppets that they cushioned him.
That's insane.
Listen, once again, Chrollo is just a gentleman at the end of it all. Just a gentleman.
Oh my God,
he was like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna kill you, but I'm gonna make sure you're cozy while you're doing it. I'm gonna send your ass to God, but I'm gonna make sure that you have the most comfortable ride there. That was him in a nutshell.
It's so interesting, and it's a really fun fight, and we need to see this thing animated, and I feel like every time I talk about Hunter x Hunter coming back, or me wanting to see it come back, I feel like I'm being so selfish because I know that the OG, the GOAT, is going through some things. But you know, man, as a fan, man, I really need this to come back. Like, man, like Miriam was so important to me. Like Miriam Kamugi, that whole, you know, the Chimera art, it was such a big part of like why I decided to truly just dive into anime, manga, and all those type of things. And there's so many things that just we haven't been able to dive into, and it's unfortunate. I'm glad we got some chapters though that, you know, we can obviously go back on and look at a few volumes that came out after the anime had ended. But man, you know, Dark Continent seems to be extremely deep, and I want to get there, and I want to be able to like really see this thing finish. I don't know if we ever will, and that's okay. But man, this fight was incredible. The picture, I remember. I don't know if you guys remember when this chapter came out, and it was all over, you know, the internet. I remember when it was on Twitter, and people like, I think Hisoka was trending at a certain point. Like they thought he was really like, they thought that was it.
No, but it's cool because people thought it was it. And I love how he immediately starts acting as soon as he revives himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's you know how he is. Right?
Hey, listen, he was on straight dirt. He was on straight dirt. He was like, "Hey, I learned this. I learned this from your top guy. I'm gonna just kill him right away. It's just, don't even give him a chance to breathe."
No. Yeah, let me test this on you right quick. Come here. Let me put my hands on you real quick. And see what I can do with this shit.
It's so crazy, man. And you know, again, I really did enjoy reading it. I'm just honestly like the past year is more like I'm really trying to dive into manga more. That's just me. I hope you guys appreciate that, obviously, because I listen to your show, and that's great. And visualizing it is, I'm a visual person. Like from an animated standpoint, I like color. You know, but watching the art and enjoying the black and white and the detail, because some of the details that you get from manga, you don't get it in anime.
Oh no, you don't.
Nah.
You really don't. No. You know. And this is one of those things. Chrollo's design in the manga, I actually love way more than the anime. And I think that's kind of weird. I never said that, but I'm here to say it right now. Like, I think Chrollo looks so much more detailed and clean in the manga than the anime. That's just my opinion.
No, he does. He looks very clean in the manga. I love the character designs in here. Just because I feel that Hunter x Hunter the story is dark.
It's first 2 episodes, but it's
it's a dark story on the low, and I love how they draw him. Is very gothy, and even in the series, when you get introduced to him, you get introduced to him in this very gothic type way. But when you're reading it, just the black and white of the story, how they draw him, like everything, it feels very much different. So I agree with you, Jeff. I'm just like, I really like the character design much more. I feel it fits much more. Yes. And you know, when you're reading the manga than when you're watching the anime. But like, that's the special thing about manga, is that there are just some things that, you know, like anime, I feel like both anime and manga, like there are just certain things that each do that's so specific to it. Like, you know, when you're reading manga, there's a different feel than when you watch the anime. And that's just the best part about it. But I just enjoy the feel that the manga gives me, especially reading Hunter x Hunter. You know, and me and AD talk about this a lot of, you know, these guys, you know, these authors, these creators, they push out so much, bro. And you know, and I'm right with you, Jeff. Of like, there are many times where I feel selfish of just even being like, bro, I want this back. I want, you know, I need to see this animated.
Exactly.
Like My Hero, like, nigga, you taking a week off for your birthday? Why, man? Come on, man.
Yo, to be honest, that's one of the reasons why
it's so real. What were you saying?
Like, one of the reasons for me, I think for myself, I'm happy that y'all are actually one of the reasons why I got back into manga, because that was the main reason why I stopped reading manga, because I got so fucking selfish and so upset that these niggas could never fucking finish their fucking like their fucking series, dog. Like, I was reading, like I remember reading Bleach back in the day, and that shit used to piss me off because he would take so many goddamn breaks in between those times and I'm like, all right, I need some other shit. But between when Jeff got into Hunter x Hunter, I was like, all right, I'm gonna read this shit, and then listen to you guys got me back into this shit too. So I'm with it, yo. Like, they need to bring this back. They need to finish this, bro.
They do need to finish it. They really, really do it. And man, it's so unique what we do here on the Lookout Network, and that's why I was just so happy to bring you two on here to talk about this fight.
Man,
anytime, man.
Anytime, bro.
It's not the easiest thing to talk about. You know, four of us to talk about a fight that happened on paper, but we don't have another way to talk about it.
And it's the blueprints.
Listen, I'm excited to just be here. I think, you know, it's just fun just talking about this stuff, bro. It is fun talking about it. You know, it's cool because, you know, manga fans, we a little spoiled. You know, we get to see it before y'all get, you know, before most get to see it. And so it's cool, you know, you just go and read and reliving that feeling of, damn, like, I remember the first time I read this and I was like, I cannot put this down. Like, I cannot stop looking at it. So, you know, it's great, like, being able to just go revisit it and like relive those like moments of like, damn, like, this was such an anticipated fight. This is such a just a really good fight, a fun fight that I think that everyone, one of the biggest what ifs in manga right now, that I think not only just us but fans of the show that really want to see this animated. Just the way they even get to this point is just really great, and the underlying things that they even talk about are like there, especially if you read the whole series of, man, this has been a real like long time coming to see these two, you know, throw hands. Like, bro, can you imagine when the fighting? You imagine when a fighting is so bad that you go search for someone to get his powers back so then you can fight him again? Like, you want to fight him so bad.
That's some real real like pull up. What's the fight that happened on Twitter where dude pulled up to Mecca? Was it to Mecca? That's literally what I mean. It's like, yo, this is insane, man. Shout out Hunter x Hunter, man. Like, it's
for real.
I'm really thankful you guys came on and talk about this with us, man. And we're extremely grateful, man. Showdown episode 4, the Lookout Network. We are really them boys. Like, you know Mills. Mills isn't like, he's a very humble young man. That's my guy. I love the nigga to death. I'll do anything for him. But y'all also know me. And I'm gonna let you
listen,
know,
we gonna pop our shit over here, bro. Listen,
talk that. That's right, my nigga.
Listen, Mills is the quiet one in the troop. He holds it down. Listen, you got some in the troop though that really let it fly.
Hey, we out here busting. Fuck it. What's good?
Yeah, nobody's really doing it. Nobody's really doing it like us. And you know, four black men coming on to talk about anime and make it as cool as it really is, and showing other people as cool as it really is. And that's how we do it, man. And that's what Showdown's all about. That's what Mount Silver's all about. That's what the Lookout's all about. You know, that's what Big Eyes is all about. And we have more coming. And I'm happy you guys came on to do this. So we thank you. Me and Eric, thank you so much. Episode 4 of Showdown. This has been great. Chrollo versus Hisoka. Man, it's like we'll probably talk about some more manga fights going forward. Not even worry about the anime because this is just too cool, man. Like, this is really how we do.
Nah, man, I appreciate it. You know, Jeff. You already know, Jeff. You can call me. You can call me at 3 a.m. Like, hey, we finna record. And I'll wake up and be like, hey, what we talking about?
I don't want Kyle on my ass, bro. She, I know she don't play that shit. I'm sure she's mad right now. As a matter of fact,
hey, look, she probably is. Look, she was mad at AD on Monday.
Was she?
Yeah, she was like, "Hey, AD, you got my dad for too long. I gotta."
Like, my bad. Let me just borrow for a little bit longer. I got you. Hold on.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys so much, man. This has been Showdown episode 4. Next week, Eric and I are actually bringing something extremely easy and enjoyable, man. It's Yugi versus Merrick, Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle City Final.
Oh man,
yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I had to get a card game in here, man. You know, I could not talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! In this first season of Showdown.
I'm all with it.
It's gonna be a good time, man. It's gonna be a good time. Showdown episode 4. Thank you so much. Take care.